Left. Blaster. Yeah, bag, I'm gon' get to. Broke bitch through a fit cause we through. Op niggas like pick like we cool. Check on his neck, don't be mad when I move. Yeah, bag, I'm gon' get to. Shit, Boogie finna turn 2. I love my bitch, she put me on some shit I never knew. Play with my phone, choke a nigga till he blue. Yeah, bag, I'm gon' get to. Cause the bills damn that do. You ain't turning down shit, you drinking Bel Air too. I seen pussies running pack, you a Care Bear too. Yeah, bag, I'm gon' get to. Cause I ain't got shit to prove. Plus when you got paper, you can pick where you move. If it ain't about $1, I'ma hit it with a snooze. Nigga play, I'm gon' get through. So play around and get you drew. Ask them niggas if they knew you run your hood, they like who if you speak.
I just can't let you go for me. You were meant, and I didn't mean to hurt you. But I know that in the game of love you reap what you sow. I feel it's time we should make up, baby. I feel it's time for us to get back together and make the best of things, oh baby, when we're together.
Man, it's DC here with the Talk podcast, man, and today we got another fire segment for y'all, man. So today is September 13th, 2025, and it's a very special day, man. Today is the birthday of my uncle, man. Way out, man. Waleed, shout out Uncle Wade, rest in peace. It's his birthday, and you know, I've been seeing a lot of videos. Shout out my boy. Matter of fact, shout out my boy TJ Sykes, man, out the Rich. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with his content on Instagram. I'm going to have his IG in this video too, man. Y'all go tap in. But I've been seeing him do a lot of interviews and been asking people, you know, like who Way Out was and what did he do for the people in the city.
My name TJ Sykes, and I'm out here with
Hey, B-Roll Luciano, man.
You feel me?
You know what's going on?
Yeah, man. Hey, and we grew up in this ghetto, you feel me?
Real ghetto shit.
Hell yeah. So I want to ask you, the first question I want to ask you is, who is Way Out to you, and what did he mean to the hood?
Way Out was a legend, bro. Like, when we lost Way, it felt like we lost everything, bro. Way was the type, you know what I'm saying? He'd have his last $5, bro. He'd be like, we all gonna eat nachos with this $5, bro. He motivated us, nigga, to do better, to be yourself, bro. You ain't have to be nothing else but yourself with Way, bro. You feel me? He was type, had me on my football type of time, you feel me? So, you know, Way was just a legend, bro. That nigga meant the world to me, bro. For real.
And you know, I like that, man, and you know, that was big. So he kind of started me with the video I'm doing today, and yeah, man, we about to get into it. So for y'all that don't know, man, Way Out, he was the reason that I started playing football. You know, we're gonna take it all the way back. So it was about 2000. I want to say 4 or 5, and I remember he came to my grandma's house in Hilltop. If you're from Richmond, you know where Hilltop at. And I remember he used to always be with my dad. So I remember my dad was working on his car outside in the front in the parking in the driveway, and I remember I walked out there. And I remember I seen him, and he was like, "What's up?" And I was just looking, you know, I didn't know him yet, so I kind of was just looking at him crazy, like. And my dad was like, "Man, go say what's up, man. That's your Uncle Wade, man. That's your cousin." I'm like, for real? He like, yeah. So, you know, I walk up to him, shake his hand, and you know, at the time I wasn't playing sports, no kind of sports, nothing at all. So, you know, I just used to hang out with my dad, and you know, he would always bring people around, different people, and yeah, you know, he started coming around more, and we ended up getting a bond. So we had ended up moving from my grandma's house because I was staying over there. We moved from her house to Vallejo, and I remember he would always come out there, come see me, you know, talk to me. and just kick it, And I remember we was at this house in Richmond one time, and I was young. I don't remember exactly where it was, but I want to say it was kind of by Boulevard, the fish place on Cutting. It was kind of over there somewhere. And yeah, we was over there, and I remember he was asking me like, "Man, you want to play football?" And I was a kid. When you a kid, you just say yeah to anything. So I was like, yeah. I want to play football. And at the time, it was 2005, I think. So I probably was like 6. And before this time being, he would take me to Steeler games, Richmond Steeler games. My dad, we'd go all watch the Steelers play. So, I just started seeing heck of little kids that was my age out there playing. So he would always tell me like, if you want to play football, man, this what it's gonna be like. Like, this what it look like. These is all kids your age. You could play. And I remember for a long time before I said yeah, I was a weirdo type of kid. Like, I didn't like to do nothing. I didn't play the game. I didn't play sports. I didn't do nothing. So it took a long time for me to say yeah. So fast forward back to what I was saying. I was at his house, and it was me, him, and my dad. And he was like, "Man, you want to play football?" I was like, "Yep." And he was like, "You sure you want to play football?" I was like, "Uh-huh." And he was like, "All right, run up these stairs for me. Let me see what you could do." So I remember I looked at my dad. My dad was like, "Go." So I'm running up and down the stairs. Get to the top. He like, "Come down." I run down. Come down the stairs. One more time. Go back up. So I get to the top. He like, "All right, come down." He like, "All right." He like, "All right." He like, "You ready?" He like, "Go back up now." I went back up again. I stopped. He like, "Come back down." I come back down again. So he was looking at my dad. He was like, "Man, bro, he ready. He ready." So I remember when the Steelers had practice, I went. So, this is my first year playing. I didn't know about football. I didn't know none of that. So I just seen heck of kids my age out there at Kennedy. We was at Kennedy, and they used to always be like by the gate. And I was young. I was on the young team. I was playing Mighty Mites. So on my team, my first year, it was me, D-Joe, Jawan Harris, my boy Juan. We had Armani, Zoe, Meconico. We had my boy Kenneth, Hillary. We had a squad, bro. We had heck of people. Man, Bling Bling. We had so many people on that team in 2005. And, Coach Grope and Coach Jerome was our coaches. Shout out Coach Jerome and Coach Grope, man. Coach Eric. Yeah, so, they used to always hit us with the 2 laps before practice, 2 laps. So we running around. I'm coming in last place. And, every time I get around, I'm looking at my dad. I'm smiling. My dad mad because I'm in last. He like, "Man, you was just at the stairs at his house running. Like, run." He like, "Run. You got to get in the front." And then Uncle Wade like, "Yeah, man, get in the front. You got to get in the front. This ain't, you wasn't looking like this at the house." And, it was my first year, so I wasn't as good, and I was still learning. So long story short, man, they ended up keeping me, and everybody in the world knew I was supposed to get cut that year. So I remember when I told him I made the team, he was happy for me. Like, yeah, like, come on, keep working. And he like, "That's good. Like, and man, y'all, like it was crazy, man. So football season, y'all know, man, that started around like August or something like that. I think it started around August, September. But I remember this day like it was yesterday, man. I was staying the night at my auntie Erica house in the manor. Shout out Poo Poo, my big brother Byron. That's Big Cuz. If you from Richmond, man, you know where the Manor, the Monterey Pines, whatever they call it now, man. That was where my auntie was living at the time. So I spent a lot of time in there growing up as a kid. And I was always at my auntie house with my cousin Poo-Poo. That was like my big brother. And I remember the day before we had our first game, I was over there with him, and he was, that was like my big bro. So he was always in my head, just, giving me game and all the stuff when it came to like football, because I wasn't really, where I was at yet. And Pooh was playing for the West County Spartans before he ended up coming to play for the Steelers. So I remember, before the game, I was staying the night at his house. And, we was getting all our stuff together. He was helping me wash my game jersey, my uniform, all the stuff. And it was me, him, Byron, my big cousin, Boo, Poo-Poo brother. And, everything was cool, bro. It was a regular night. We was all happy because, this was the day before the first game. And, man, y'all, like, craziest stuff ever, bro. I remember my auntie came in the living room the next morning, like around, I want to say, it was early. I'm not going to put a specific time on it, but it was early. And I remember she woke us up, and she was like, man, they just killed Coach Wade. And it was, my bad, y'all. It was like, and it was crazy, bro. Like, she was like, they just killed Coach Wade. And we was all looking at each other. I was young. I probably was, in 2005, I was 6. So I remember when she was telling us the whole mood in the house changed. Like, everybody was sad. I remember they was all sad. I think Byron started crying. And then everybody was just like, man, like, and I remember we was just all up. Like, from the time she woke us up, we was just up all the way until the game started. We was just up. And I remember it was getting closer for us to play, so we had ended up leaving. We was walking, and we walked from the Manor all the way to Kennedy, to the parking lot where everybody was at. And it was a sad day, man, for everybody. I remember so many people was out there sick, like, it was crazy. And, my dad, he was trying to hold it together because, it was like, damn, like, Wade just died. But at the same time, like, my son got a game. I don't want him to see me out here weak, like, I got to watch him play. But you could, I was a kid, but I wasn't oblivious, so I could kind of see that my dad was going through some stuff, man, and it really had hurt him. It hurt a lot of people in the community when that happened. And, excuse me, yeah, man, it was a sad day. And I remember it was on the news. It was a whole bunch of stuff going on in the city. And then even like a couple days after that, I remember I was getting ready to go to school, and we was all watching the news, man. And yeah, they had everything on the news, and it was bad. Like, that day, it felt like a big cloud, a dark cloud was over Richmond. Like, everybody, it was people from all over was affected by that death. And you feel me? Like, after high school, fast forward 2017, I graduated, went to college, Boise State, and I was playing ball. And it's a picture that my dad got, all of them, him, my Uncle Wade, my goddad, my Uncle Hoob. It was a lot of people. And I posted it. I think it was his birthday. It was I think it was my dad's birthday or my Uncle Wade's birthday. And I posted it, and his daughter. So my Uncle Wade that I know of, he had 2 daughters. And I remember when I posted, the oldest daughter, she had commented on Instagram. She swiped up on my story, and she was like, yeah, she was like, my dad. I'm like, who your dad? And she was like, the realest one in the picture. So I'm like, man, who? I'm like, who your daddy? And she was like, way out. I'm like, Uncle Way your daddy? She like, yeah. She like, which one your daddy? I'm like, damn. I'm like, man, Brandy, my daddy, the one right here in the middle. She like, this is a small world. Like, what? And I remember we was DMing each other back and forth, like, you know, just telling each other stories and stuff like that about our dads. And she was just like, wow, I never met you. I was like, I didn't know, you know, Unc had kids. You feel me? Like, I didn't know. Like, he never brought me around kids and then, like, stuff like that. So she was like, wow, that's crazy. Like, we got to kick it and whoop-de-whoop. I was like, hell yeah. Like, you know. And I remember recently, like, right when because I came home from school in 2022. And I think 2021, my dad ended up telling me he had another daughter. Shout out my cousin India, man. This is her dad. If y'all know India, man, y'all know she looked just like her daddy. Act like him, look like him, all the stuff. So I remember my dad was like, yeah, he like, man, yo, Uncle Wade got another daughter that go to De Anza. I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah, man, her name India. I'm like, man, that's crazy. He like, son, she looked just like him too. And I was like, for real? He like, yeah. I'm like, man, when I come back out there, I'm gonna come up there and meet her. He like, yeah, for sure. He like, she be asking me questions about him, like how was he growing up and this, and that. And I'm like, man, I gotta see her. And I remember when I came home and my dad introduced us. You feel me? Like it was kind of like, dang, because I felt like I was looking at him. And, you know, if you know India, man, you know India act just like her dad. So she goofy. You feel me? She kind of like, you feel y'all. If y'all know what I'm trying to say, bro. India, she is an exact reflection of her daddy, and yeah, man, like she's young, but it's like she'd never understand as far as like, cause she was young. Her dad had a real impact on a lot of people. I want to say everybody, and yeah, man, like I get a lot of credit for being good in sports or whatever the case may be, but that was like the dude that put the battery in my back to really do this football stuff. Like my dad, he was laid back on me. Like he didn't really care if I wanted to play or not. He tried to convince me, but I was like, nah. But he was the one who was like, look, like you're going to play football and you're going to be good. This is what you got to do. If you do this, you're going to be good. And I remember, man, I did it. And yeah, like I've been sticking to it. I was sticking to it, man, for a long time. And it was just sad because he never really got a chance to see me play. And this was like the dude who made stuff happen for me. Like, and I always thought about that. And I kind of still do think about that. Like, this man made me play football. And it's like, damn, like the day of my game, you died. The day of my first game, you end up dying. And yeah, man, it was just crazy. Like, it was sad, bro. But that was my, you know, how I look that way. Way out, Uncle Way, Waleed, whatever y'all know him as, man. That was to me in my eyes, that was like a neighborhood, a rich city legend, man. He helped out a lot of people and he tried to do right for a lot of people. And, you know, we trying to keep his name alive in a positive way, man. Just trying to, you know, make sure he get the flowers that he deserved. Because, man, that was a special soul, man. And he did a lot of stuff for the people in the city. So, yeah, man, just before the video end, I want to send a special birthday shout out to Uncle Way. And, you know, just want to thank him because it was a lot of stuff I did in my life that he was responsible for as far as sports and, you know, just sticking to the sports and football stuff. So, yeah, man, we just going to keep his name alive, his spirit going. And, you know, we're going to wrap it up with that, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube. Follow the Instagram, Talk Clips. And, yeah, man, we're going to make sure we keep it going, man. Dropping heat. So, y'all be on the lookout.
ooh.